Hi, I'm Nick Snarr, and today I'm going to be talking about the history of basketball. So, basketball was first created in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1891 by a PE teacher named James Naismith. James Naismith recently graduated from Presbyterian College in Montreal and continued on to Springfield College to embrace the love that he had for athletics. And at the time, he studied under Luther Halsey Gulick, who was also considered the father of physical education and recreation in the United States. So it was a big deal for Naismith at the time, and he took it to be a great opportunity. So only as a second-year graduate, they decided to name him to the teaching faculty because they were so impressed by him. And he was immediately assigned with the task of a difficult PE class. This PE class could not come up with a game that they liked to play indoors during the winter, and two teachers before Naismith failed at this objective. Luther put his trust into Naismith into finding a new game that could be played in the winter and be less physical and rough than football or hockey. So Naismith had to come up with a plan. So his plan included, he knew it had to be indoors. He wanted it to be less rough than football or hockey. And he decided to take various aspects of other games, like the use of balls and goals, like soccer or lacrosse. So the objective would just be to score on a goal. So he knew he needed some goals, but he wanted to switch it up. He didn't want the goals to be super wide like in soccer. He decided to ask the janitor for 2 boxes to be able to throw the ball into. The janitor had an even better idea and came back with 2 peach baskets instead. Naismith nailed the peach baskets to the end of each side of the gym and raised them to 10 feet tall. He approached his team and divided them into 2 teams of 9 and gave them a soccer-style ball that they were supposed to score in the goal. His class liked the game so much they eventually ended up making their own positions. Naismith then drew up 13 original rules. These rules included: the ball may be thrown in any direction with one or both hands. The ball may be batted in any direction with one or both hands. A player cannot run with the ball. The player must throw it from the spot on which he catches it. Allowance to be made for a man who catches the ball when running at it got good speed. The player must be held in or between the hands. The arms or body must not be used for holding it. No shouldering, holding, pushing, tripping, or striking in any way the person of an opponent shall be allowed. The first infringement of this rule by any person shall count as a foul. The second shall disqualify him until the next goal is made, or there was evident intent to injure the person. For the whole game, no substitute. A foul striking the ball with a fist, violation of Rules 3 and 4, and such described in Rule 5. If either sides make 3 consecutive fouls, it shall count as a goal for opponents. A goal shall be made with the ball thrown or batted from grounds into the basket and stays there. If the ball rests at the edge and the opponent moves the basket, it shall count as a goal. When the ball goes out of bounds, it shall be thrown into the field in play by the person first touching it. In case of dispute, the umpire shall throw the straight into the field. The thrower in is allowed 5 seconds. If he holds it longer, then he shall go to the other opponent. If any side persist on delaying the game, the umpire shall call a foul on them. The umpire shall be the judge of the men, and shall note the fouls, and notify the referee when 3 consecutive fouls have been made. The referee shall not judge the ball, and shall decide when the ball is in play, in bounds, and which side it belongs to, and shall keep the time. He shall decide when a goal has been made, and keep account of the goals with any other duties that are usually performed by a referee. The time shall be 15 minutes a half, with 5-minute rest between. And the last rule is, the side making the most goals in the time shall be declared the winner. In the case of a draw, the game may be, by agreement of the captains, be continued until a goal is made. So, with those basic rules that still apply in today's game of basketball, the game blew up. The people in the Naismith's class told their friends, who told their friends, and so on and so forth. Kids would grow to love the game, and basketball hoops would be shown across all gyms across the world. YMCA was had a huge part in the spread of popularity in the game, and at no time the game was being played at every YMCA gym in America. Another large part of the spreading of basketball in terms of popularity were soldiers during World War One. There were hundreds of soldiers there that were PE teachers and were already familiar with the game through YMCA, and the game showed to be a good pastime for soldiers during World War One. So, eventually, organized leagues were going to be created. Leagues like what was called the American Basketball Association, or ABA, and the National Basketball League, the NBL. And eventually those two leagues would combine to form the NBA. And today, basketball is wildly popular. Wherever you go, you can see outdoor basketball courts. Any gymnasium at any school or recreation center is going to have a basketball court. Everybody's heard of the major NBA stars. Basketball is hugely wide on television, and there's a huge fan base amongst the teams and players that play professionally today. So thank you very much, and that was the history of basketball.